fat yoga teacher, trying to make yoga more accessible to everybody. I'm excited to be here today. It's my first time doing Tuesday tutorial live. I usually film these and then upload. I'm just realizing my shirt is really white under the lights that I have, so I'm gonna maybe put on my sweatshirt for a moment. So for today we'll be doing Warrior One. So this practice will be 30 minutes. We'll begin with a grounding exercise, a little warm up. We'll break down Warrior One and then we'll use it in a flow. And then at the end, we'll find a very short Savasana. So this practice is meant for you to do maybe when you want a breakdown of a pose, or if you just need a quick workout. It's a gentle practice. We won't be flowing really quickly or anything like that. And just a reminder, I don't play music, so if there's something that you want to listen to, then go for it. I can't hear you. So play whatever your beautiful yogi heart wants for today. So with that being said, let's go ahead and find a seat. So wherever you are practicing, maybe you need blanket, bolster, pillow, whatever. We will begin in a seated pose. Speaking of pillows, looks like I have a magic pillow that's just migrated its way over here. So let's go ahead and begin. For today's practice, you don't really need any extra props or anything besides blanket, bolster, pillow, whatever it is that you have. So once you find those items and you come to an easy sit pose, this can also be taken in a chair. Part of the practice can be done in a chair, part can be done standing. And I'll actually show you how to access Warrior One in a chair. It'll be part of the pose breakdown. So beginning in a seated pose, go ahead and take your shoulders away from ears, closing your eyes. And let's just begin with a few deep breaths. So deep inhale, open mouth exhale, deeply inhale, open mouth exhale, 2 more times, deeply inhale, open mouth exhale, last time on your own. Coming into a smooth breath, allow your hands to come to the belly, maybe give it a squeeze. Say thank you, belly, for existing on my body and being awesome. You digest all my food and hold in my organs, and I just appreciate you so much. Give it a hug. And then when you're ready, go ahead and bring your hands to your knees, or you can leave them on your belly. And let's just come into this smooth breath. This is just a natural breath. It can be done through your nose or your mouth. We take ourselves into this nice neutral spine, so maybe the spine lengthens a little bit. Shoulders come away from the ears and our eyes are closed. We become more focused on our bodies, maybe letting go of any tension that might be coming up. This can be in the legs, the arms, shoulders, tongue, teeth. We love to hold on to tension, so just take your time, feel into the body, and breathe. Once you find the pose that feels the best for you, begin to seal the lips and breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, finding that Ujjayi breath. This is that breath of life that feels so good. So as we sip in the air, we count to 4, 5, or 6. And as we exhale, we find that same count, 4, 5, or 6. So if we inhale for 4, we exhale for 4. If we inhale for 5, we exhale for 5. You can explore the breath by maybe starting at a 4 count and moving your way through. Or maybe you know exactly where you need to go and you go there. So let's find a few rounds of breath here. On that next inhale, we bring our chin to neutral spine, a comfortable seated posture. Maybe just allow the shoulders to come away from our ears, and we open our eyes and let ourselves acclimate to the light in the room. Scoop up the arms, circle to the sky, press into the palms, and exhale, we bring our hands right back to heart center. Inhale, we circle. Exhale, we press, and bring our hands right back to heart center. We do this just a few more times at the pace of our own breath. Keeping in mind, like we're scooping up all the good, the amazing things, and then exhaling those things right into our heart. One more time, friends. On that next inhale, we scoop up again. This time we find a beach ball and maybe lengthen a little bit. Exhale, right hand comes down, left hand comes up and over. All of these warm-up stretches can be done from a chair. So if you're in a chair, just feel free to stay there. Inhale, both arms reach up. Exhale, left arm comes down, right arm comes up and over. And if you're not sure where to put your hand in the chair, you can just rest it on your lap even. Inhale, both arms come up, and exhale, we fold forward all the way to the ground. Hands come down, and if you're in the chair, maybe your knees are bent and you just dangle like your torso is on your lap. Take a few deep breaths here. This is warming up the spine, getting yourself ready to practice. Inhale, we rise again. Bring our hands behind us, switch the direction of the legs if you're on the ground. If you're in a chair, you can pretty much do the same forward fold again, or you can take your legs a little bit wider. Inhale, we circle, reaching our arms up. Exhale, we fold. One more time. If you're on the ground, press your hands into the belly where it meets the thigh and find your forward fold. Allow your shoulders to roll forward, chin to chest, and let this feel really good in your back body. And just breathe here. This should feel really good. That next inhale, we rise all the way back up. And then let's find our standing posture. So if you're in a chair, you could stay in that seated pose if you're not able to get up, and you can watch for a little bit. And I will show you Warrior One in just a moment. So let's come into standing. We can move our bolster out of the way. And let's find just a little bit of what the pose looks like. Okay, my shirt is like so vibrant, it's like glowing. It's all right. So the things with Warrior One to remember, a few things. Number one, we need to plant our one of the feet. So let's just choose the left foot. We'll plant the front foot to the top of the mat, so it's kind of like toes facing the front of the mat. The back foot comes back almost the same amount of space as like a Warrior Two, but the thing that's different is the heel is down. Now, a lot of yoga teachers might instruct it where you're have a very narrow stance. This makes it harder to twist forward. So if you're in a plus size body, take that back foot and take it off to the side. So look at my back foot where my heel is on the mat and how far apart it is versus like this. So if you want to try, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So stepping it out and stepping it back. So this is the stance that I'd like for you to practice, just because I feel like me and my plus size body a bit more grounded in this version. I'm not having to force my torso to twist. I feel more natural. Now this front leg begins to bend, so you find that bend in the knee. And we bring our hands to hips and squeeze the bum, okay? So my feet are glued to the mat. I'm pressing in with my toes. My legs are turned on. This front knee is bent. My torso is turned towards the front of the mat. I was going to say wall. So the front of the mat. And my core is engaged. That's one thing about all these poses is that core, booty, chest is lifted. Okay? My hands are on my hips. I don't move my hands up until I feel like I'm completely grounded in this version. When I'm ready, I add my arms. And here's the thing about your arms being added. So just let me face you so you can see. A lot of times the arms added and people have a tendency to do this. So work for the arms not being, or the shoulders not being so close to the ears, but coming down a bit. So let's get ourselves set up again. Our feet are planted, knee is bent, engaging the core, lifting the chest, adding the arms. So that's your warrior one pose. Let me break this down in a way for somebody in a chair who can access this pose. So if you are in a chair, I'll bring my chair so that you can see me practicing in a chair. Now here's how I like to practice it. I like to take it to where like my left, so if I'm doing my left leg, my left butt cheek and thigh is on the chair. I feel very grounded with that. And here are your options for in a chair. Planting this left foot down, and maybe I need to scoot my chair back so you can see both of my feet, or maybe I need to move over here a little bit. I want you to be able to see them. So here's the stance. This might not look like the warrior one I just did, but if you don't have the hip flexibility to shift, so say you're not feeling as secure, like I can grab the back of my chair, lean forward and adjust so that my foot comes back. My heel is down, my leg is straight, this front foot is bent. In fact, like you wouldn't know that I'm sitting on a chair without like seeing the chair. Both of my hips are face forward, my feet are planted, and the chair is there for stability, so I don't feel like I'm falling. Engage my core, lift my chest, and my arms, shoulders away from ears. Now say you don't have that hip flexibility and this foot needs to go somewhere and you're like, you have whatever option makes the most sense for you. So if I'm facing forward and I need my foot to be here, maybe I scooch my booty over a little. So I'm feeling a little more centered going in this direction. I plant this foot down and maybe this foot is just right here. And then I add my arms, just like this. This can still be a warrior one for you. You have to take out the expectation of it looking a certain way and more like how it feels. I still feel my core engaged. I still feel my booty engaged. I still feel all the things that I'm getting from this. I'm just not getting this front stretch as much. And that's okay. When you are working on yoga, it is a practice, and some days you don't feel like doing the pose fully. So that is an option in the chair. So if you're in the chair, let's practice it. You can go from side to side. And if you try the standing option and you're kind of like, I still don't feel that great, you can use standing with a chair. So grab your chair and let's work through it. So here's the pose. We plant the foot and this back heel is down and my arms can come out like this, or my hands can be over to the side and you could use the chair as stability. Whatever it is that you have in your space, like say you have a bookshelf or a table or a wall, then use what you have. This is just an example of me having this ability to do this, and then my left arm can come up to the sky. My right arm would stay down, and as I swap, if I go to the other side, I find it with the other side adding my right arm. So don't think, oh, I'm not lifting up both arms. This is a lot of work that you're doing. You're engaging the core, squeezing the bum. This front foot is getting a deep stretch. This back foot is getting a deep stretch. The front foot is working hard. So don't discount yourself if you're feeling like I need to do more in this posture. Okay, so here I'd like to show the option with on the knees. So if you'd like to do it on the knees for warrior one, this might look just like, I'm just trying to see. If you need something for knee cushion, then go ahead and grab it, like what we started with. And this might even look a little bit different, but you have to remember that these poses sometimes weren't created for people who have the limitations. So give yourself grace here. So if I'm planting this back knee, keeping in mind my hips are facing forward, And I'd like to be in warrior one. This is much different than low lunge. Okay, so low lunge is like this. And for this one, we're not going as deep, okay? So maybe bring your foot in a little bit. Engage the core, lift the chest at the arms. And here's your warrior one on the knees. Don't forget to switch sides. So left foot down, right foot comes forward. I like having this freedom to explore all the different types of yoga poses. So it's like warrior one, yes, standing is awesome. Like I love a standing warrior one. But sometimes in a chair, it's amazing. You can do it however it makes sense to you. So let's practice it a little bit in a flow. First, let's do both sides, and then we'll practice it in flow, just so you got it down. Now choose. I gave you lots of options. There's chair, standing with a chair, full standing, and then on the knees. So whichever version you decide, you take your right foot and place it to the front, left foot comes back. And this left foot, let me just say too, as it's coming back, this is traditional warrior two stance, this is traditional warrior one stance. So it's like a crescent, but the heel is down and kind of at a 45-degree angle. All right? And then this left knee is bent, back leg is straight, engage the core, lift the chest, and the arms, squeeze the booty. And take a few deep breaths here. Shoulders away from ears, feel that energy coming out of your fingertips. On that next exhale, hands come to the hips. We lean forward and maybe just tap this back foot until it comes to the front. Shake it out. Now we plant the right foot, left foot steps back, and we find our warrior one other side. Making sure everything is feeling completely grounded before we squeeze our booty, squeeze our core, and we add our arms. Shoulders come away from the ears, and we look forward. Find that ujjayi breath. On that next exhale, hands come to hips, and then step that back foot forward just a little bit. All right, we just have enough time to flow through one little half sun A, and then we'll do warrior one on each side. So if you need a sip of water or anything else, go ahead and get it for yourself. And we'll meet in mountain, which is just a standing posture with arms out to the sides. So grab what you need, and we meet in mountain where you're facing the top of the mat. And take some deep breaths here. On that next inhale, we scoop up the arms, press into the palms, and exhale, bring hands to heart center. We did this at the beginning, now we're doing it standing. Inhale, we circle. Exhale, we bring hands to heart center. One more time. This time maybe we back bend when the arms are reaching, and then we fold. So maybe take our feet a little bit wider, and exhale, fold all the way down. Bend your knees, make room for the belly. Inhale, we rise, find our half lift. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we come all the way back up, circle the arms, press into the palms. Exhale, we come right back to center. We plant that left foot to the front of the mat and the right foot steps back. And we find our warrior one. We've already found it a few times, so whichever version you want to go with, go with. Engage your core, both hips face forward. And this is also considered a closed hip. So closing the hips is moving them so that they're in line to the front of the mat. This would be open hip, closed hip. Add your arms, shoulders away from ears, and breathe. On that next exhale, hands come to the hips, and we slowly begin to tap that back foot all the way to the front. And we find our mountain. Once we're here, we can also shake off whatever we need. Take a few breaths. If you need a sip of water or anything else, go for it. On that next inhale, we scoop up the arms. Press into the palms, and exhale, we fold all the way back down. Inhale, we rise, find our half lift. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, scoop up so you come all the way back to standing. Press into the palms, and exhale, come Back to our heart center. Take our right foot to the front of the mat. Left foot steps back. We find our warrior one legs. Remember, wider stance. Bend that front knee, engage the core, lift the chest, lift the chest. Make sure hips are facing forward or closed hips. And then add your arms, shoulders away from ears, and breathe. Energy coming out of the fingertips. Feel those fingers spreading. On that next exhale, hands come all the way down to the hips. We tap that back foot forward all the way. And we shake it out. Hands come to by your side. Now let's go ahead and just bring it out. So this is option to do for your half sun. Let's inhale, scoop up the arms. Press into the palms and exhale, we fold. Inhale, rise, find our half lift. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, scoop up the arms. Press into the palms and exhale, come right back to heart center. Awesome, awesome job, friends. So now let's go ahead and find Savasana. So go ahead and grab whatever it is that you need. If you need something for Savasana, now's the time to grab it. I will just show you my favorite way to do Savasana, and this is completely optional. So if you don't have blocks and a bolster, you don't have to do this. You can just lie on your back. But if you do have them, try this. You set your blocks up tall one, short one, and then you set your bolster so that it's at an incline. Ta-da! This is just my favorite restorative posture of all time. We sit right in front of the edge of the bolster and we slowly lie down. And our arms come off to the sides, and this gives you a nice shoulder opener. All those arm circles need a little opening. Option to take your knees wide like butterfly, or just lay your legs down on the ground. So straight butterfly, knees bent towards the sky. You choose. This is your Savasana. Take a deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Try to relax everything. Your head, your forehead, your jaw, your neck, your arms. Roll those shoulders underneath your rib cage. Open up that rib cage. And just breathe here. No need to think of anything else. However you practiced was perfect. The beautiful part about today's practice was the exploring. Oftentimes in yoga class, you don't get to explore. So finding time in something like this is kind of cool. And breathe here. Let go of the ujjayi breath and come into a natural, smooth breath. Try to remove any thoughts in your mind. And we'll spend the next minute or so in Savasana. Next exhale, begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Circle out wrists and ankles. Take both arms overhead for a full body stretch. Let it feel really good. And then slowly roll to one side. And when you're ready, push yourself up and find a comfortable seated posture. Once you're here, find it with legs crossed or legs extended, both are good. Hands come to heart center, we tuck our chin and close our eyes and just thank ourselves for showing up today and for being open and vulnerable to the practice. Amazing job, friends. Bring your thumbs to third eye, that little space between your eyebrows. The divine light within me honors the divine light within each and every one of you. Thank you for practicing with me. And I truly mean that, friends. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for practicing with me. I just enjoy these types of pose breakdowns. It's happening every Tuesday, so be sure to sign up so you get an email reminder, and I will be going live here on YouTube every single Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get all those notifications. Thanks for hanging with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye!